when we go through a big life shift, um, it's usually, first of all, when we're ready for it. So, that thought, although hard to it's hard to like feel that in the moment that we're actually ready for this, because it can be very destabilizing. When I lost everything basically in the Netherlands, where I used to live for 3 years, starting with my job, and then from there, it's everything revolves around the job when you're an expat with visa need. And half of it was my conscious decision, but the job loss, it was not my decision. It was very unexpected. And, at the time, I was like, why is this happening? Everything was going so well. Why is this happening to me? And the thing was, like, I couldn't see that I was ready for this kind of shift at the time. What I did do to make it a lot easier on me was to just go with it, just to accept it, just do all the steps I need to do to shift my life circumstances, and also be open to the new, open to whatever is next, which I had no clue. I really had no idea what was next for me in terms of my career, in terms of my friendships, my relationships with people. Like, I really did leave a whole life behind there. And, now it's been 7 months. Looking back on it, like, I was ready for that. My soul knew I was ready. And my soul was also ready for what was next, which now I can see what was next for me, which was a soul-based relationship, a partnership, something I consider a life partnership with a soulmate. Now, if we just have one soulmate or not, I'm not sure of that, but I do feel this is a real heart-to-heart connected relationship that's not based in need or fear of being alone, or a desire for a certain kind of partner, because he was not he was not a partner I would consciously choose, let's say. So but I didn't know I was ready for that at the time. I mean, I was having terrible luck with relationships. I had a string of three different, let's say, dating experiences, for lack of a better word, with three different people in short succession. It would be a 2 month, let's say, short dating experience, going on dates with somebody here, 2 months there, 2 months there, and it was three people. And they say about threes, three is like a magic number in a way, because it really sets a pattern in place. You really see a pattern with the number three. So after the third, I was like, okay, this is not working. I'm not having success here, and I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop dating. And it was when I stopped, for a while, and I didn't even have it in my mind that my partner appeared like right in front of me. But I had eyes to see him then. If I met him like even a month earlier, a couple months earlier, I don't think I would have had the eyes to see who he is, to me, and who he is at his core. So we are ready. We are ready for big shifts, even though at the time we feel it's the opposite. We feel like, why is this happening? Everything was working out. My life was great. Our soul knows better. And that's a humbling statement, that our soul actually knows better than our conscious brain. And we just need to trust it, which is hard. It is hard because what we think we want, you know, we're so sure of that. We're so sure of what we think. And sometimes what we think we want is motivated by not the best reasons. You know, what I thought I want being an expat was total freedom. You know, I wanted freedom to live where I wanted to, which was the Netherlands at the time. You know, I wanted freedom to not be accountable to any family or, you know, to make purely my own decisions. And what that turned out to be was a loss of freedom in other ways, a loss of freedom in my career, in my ability to have the jobs that I wanted because I was dealing with a language barrier, because I was dealing with visa requirements that set what kind of salary you can make, what kind of companies you can work for. So I was really in this box. So I did not have the freedom that I wanted. You know, I wanted freedom of choice to live how I wanted, but turns out I couldn't work how I wanted. And you know, also with the culture difference, a lot of differences in communication, of course, language, which I was making a lot of progress on, but that, you know, takes years and years to really master another language and to get comfortable enough to fully express yourself, which I wasn't. So again, that was another type of freedom that I abandoned. Essentially, I rejected the freedom to really be myself because I was speaking in another language. I was adapting to the culture. I was working in an environment where I was really a minority of a non-Dutch speaker foreigner. So I rejected the freedom to be myself, essentially, and I see it now, of course, in hindsight, which is a gift of hindsight, is that you do see these things. You see them a lot later on. Again, going back to your soul knowing, your soul knows everything already. We, the conscious human, don't. So we need the time and space to look back on our life events and to be able to see them in a way that our soul has seen them from the beginning. So after these 7 months of moving back to the US, moving back with my family, moving back to my hometown, you know, a place I haven't lived since, you know, slightly after college, what I gained was the hindsight. What I gained was the knowledge of why, and the knowledge of like this misalignment in the life I thought I wanted, the human conscious life, and the life that my soul wanted for me, which I truly believe I'm on the path for that now. Even this video, whether it goes out or not, whether it's chopped up in clips or not, whether it's just for me or not, this video is a small part of what my soul wants for me. I truly believe that. And however uncomfortable it may be, however awkward, however, you know, embarrassed I get looking back at my video and picking at it, you know, nitpicking, oh, this, you know, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. That is part of my soul's plan for me, or else I wouldn't be doing this. And, you know, even the conscious decisions that we make, you know, with our minds of, hey, I want to do this, I choose to do that consciously, that is also a part of our soul's plan for us, because even if it's not what our soul intended, by getting off track, you are able to then get back on track. By making the mistakes, allowing yourself to make the mistakes, you get the realization, you get the knowledge to deviate, to go on the soul path again. So ultimately, everything is in the soul's plan. And with that, I will end this video. Thanks for watching.